of our criminal processing system is, in fact, to destroy those lives, to make sure that they cannot be productive citizens, because that conviction is going to have terrible consequences for education, for housing, for military, for employment, etc. And this has caused great harm in America. There are other ways to deal with this problem, okay? Particularly, what I'm particularly talking about here is the criminalization of homelessness, poverty, mental illness, and addiction. Lawyers and judges have no expertise in that, none. And unless the person is dangerous, then we're going to have them in the criminal justice system. The vast majority of these kinds of cases need to be dealt with outside of the criminal legal system, or what I call the criminal processing system. It is not a criminal justice system, and my goal is to turn it into a criminal justice system. And that's why we've developed our 5-year plan in New Mexico. Okay, we have a way, we call it, there are 2 ways to do this. Supply side, more money from the state, and supplemental funds from the federal government. And there's legislation in Congress pending right now that I've been working on for several years now.
Funding will go toward increasing pay for public defenders to attract more people to the profession, and just for more positions to get more public defenders to handle that workload that is just too much, right?
That's exactly right. That's primarily where it goes, to hire more public defenders. Okay. Now, there's another part of this solution, and that is the demand side. And we just talked about it a minute ago, and that is the criminalization of homelessness, poverty, mental illness, and addiction. That has to end. Okay, that has to go. And these people can be treated and become productive citizens, many of them, okay, instead of burdens on society, okay, without being in a jail. Jail is not good for people with mental health and addiction. And if you talk to any person in charge of a jail, almost any person in charge of a jail across the country will tell you, we have no idea what to do with these people, okay? So we have to provide the social services to these folks to get them out of the situation they're in and back into becoming, contributing members of society. We do not need cops, courts, cages, and collateral consequences for a person who has a mental health or an addiction problem. We don't need that, okay? It's counterindicated, okay? And it produces exactly the opposite of what society needs. It can't happen overnight. It took us 50 years to dig this hole. We're not going to dig out of it overnight. 5 years is a good plan. Not 100 years, 5 years.
Mm-hmm.